How's it going, Nitrosites? It's me, the Nitro General here, and as you can tell by the title, this is going to be another movie review. Now, I know what you're thinking. You see a lot of movies, and I do. I like to go see my movies. And this weekend, I had a friend over, and I was like, we should go to the movies. And I was like, well, what do you want to see? And there was not really that much, and I never intended on going to see Booksmart in theaters. But we decided to go check it out. Now, it's got one of my favorite rising actors in the movie, Eduardo Franco. I've seen him. If you don't know who he is just by his name, I wouldn't blame you because he's not a really big actor yet. But anything I've seen him in, I think he's gold. He's amazing. He's only really been in 2 movies right now, Booksmart, and then a movie, Netflix original, The Package, which I was going to do a review on that, but I never did. So that was an amazing movie too, by the way. So you could go check that one out on Netflix. If you still don't know who he is, he's also the guy from a lot of commercials that you see, like phone commercials and stuff. He's the guy from the TurboTax commercial, where they're talking about, oh, well, we should get this guy a support group because he hasn't done his taxes yet. And he's the guy in that commercial who goes, what? No snacks? And then the girl goes, I brought kale. And he goes, ah. Yeah, so he's that guy. Just look him up if you don't know. I'm sure you would have seen him before somewhere. But he is hilarious. I think he's going to do great things in Hollywood. And I cannot wait to see him in more movies. But this isn't an Eduardo Franco movie review. And no, he's not related to like James Franco or anything. If you look at him, he's totally different ethnicity. I had a little bit of a lisp there. Ethnicity. He's actually a Latino. He's got long black hair, so he is not he's not related to them. But so the whole movie, if you guys didn't know, is kind of like Superbad in a way where they go out to like this party at night, and a bunch of shenanigans happens. There's these two girls who went through their whole high school career being good kids. They studied, they got good grades, got into good colleges and everything, but their school had this thing where they couldn't, disclose where they're going to college. But on the last day before graduation, they kind of realized that a lot of the popular kids who partied and drank and all this stuff while they were in high school still managed to get decent grades and get into good colleges. So they were like, you know what, the day before graduation, we should, hit this party, go to this party, and, party it up on our last day before college. And, they decide to go out, and then they get involved in a bunch of shenanigans, just like in Superbad. And I loved, like, those late night movies, like where they go out to go to a party or something. Usually it's a party, and they get caught up in a bunch of other shenanigans and like that. And I didn't know quite what to think about this movie. It's right up there along the same lines as like Superbad and The Night Before, and even to an extent, like this is the end, and like just like in the way where like there's this really really late night party thing that they're trying to get to, or they are at, and a bunch of stuff goes down. I like those type of movies. And so I didn't go into this movie with very high expectations. It had a couple characters that I recognized, a couple actors and actresses that I recognized, but nobody huge in the movie. I just didn't know what to think. So that's why I really wasn't going to go see it. I was going to see it when it came out, but because we were looking for something to go see, I was like, why not? So, the acting in the movie was actually better than I thought it was going to be. There was a lot of, actors and actresses who haven't been in a lot, who were way better than I thought they were going to be. And the comedy was better. There was a lot of lighthearted comedy and a lot of, like, my type of comedy, which is sort of dark comedy, but not, like, over-the-top dark. And, so, like, the acting wasn't terrible. The story was pretty great. I really liked how it talks about, they're just getting out of high school, and they, they're like, I want to party in something because it, the whole main thing about the whole movie is that, you don't have to be goody in, high school and still get a good college. I mean, I was a study person in high school. I studied, got decent grades, and I didn't even get into a great school. Um, so it's just, that kind of mentality where, you don't have to be a perfect human being to get anywhere in life. And I really enjoyed that. Like I said, Eduardo Franco was in it, which was probably one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to go see it, because I love Eduardo Franco. And let me tell you guys, this movie really did blow me away. I thought it was funny. I thought it was lighthearted. I thought the acting was great. The story progression was great. I don't really have a lot to complain about the movie in general. It seemed like, the only thing I have to say is it did seem like a lot of the characters in this movie were part of like the upper class. You had the jock who had a lot of money at his aunt's house who threw this big party, and you had this rich guy who was kind of a loner in high school who also threw this really, really expensive party. And so it was kind of like, it wasn't nothing like it would actually be in real life, which is like the only thing I like when I can like relate to the characters a little bit, especially when they're around my age. Like This Is the End, they were not around my age. And Superbad, when I watched it, they were not around my age. So like I couldn't really relate to a ton of it, but I could relate to a little bit of like Superbad. In this movie, I couldn't really relate to a lot of the characters, only because of just the sheer fact of like everything seemed like it was like higher class, and it really seemed like nothing in the movie would actually happen in real life. There was a part at the end of the movie where this isn't a spoiler or anything, but they come flying through on like this car to graduation, and they crash through a fence and like skid right up to it, and they like get out of the car and they're running to the stage, and I'm like, really? Like, there would be cops all over them if they were flying down the highway like they were, and everything like that. Like, it's not like a real, like nothing like this would actually happen in real life. It wouldn't play out like it did. And that was really the only thing I had to say about this movie that really wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be. But the comedy and everything blew me away. It was way better than I thought it was going to. And that might affect my score a little bit, only because of the fact that I didn't have high expectations for it. But it was really good. It was one of those movies that I loved. I would get on DVD and watch it 100 times. One of my favorite movie of all time is The Wedding Ringer with Kevin Hart. And they're two totally different types of comedy movies, and I still would watch that 1,000 times. But it's like the lighthearted comedy kind of thing, the comedy that you could watch with your mom and not be super embarrassed because of sex scenes and shit, like that kind of stuff. Like, that's what I really, really like. I mean, there was a kind of a sex scene in it, but it really wasn't. It didn't go too far. But like, it was just a really, really good movie, and I highly suggest going to see it. Now, if you guys, I wouldn't say you have to go see it in theaters, but I would say you should see it when it comes out on DVD. It's a good movie, and overall, out of 10, I'm going to give this movie a 7.5. I really, really, really liked it. I thought the comedy was great and everything. The story was great. Now, it wasn't like this amazing movie, that critics love and everything like that. It didn't get, it got pretty good on Rotten Tomatoes, but it wasn't like this phenomenal movie like Avengers Endgame or anything like that, where the only movies where I've ever given a perfect 10 to a movie is Avengers Endgame and Shazam. But, so I'm going to give this a 7.5. It's a good, just wholesome, well, not really wholesome, but it's just like a good, overall, just a good movie. And I would highly suggest going to see it or seeing it when it comes out. Again, like I said, it's just, the acting was great and everything, and you don't have to go to the movies to go see it, but I really do think you guys should see it. So that is it. Overall, again, I'm giving this movie a 7.5. Not good enough to get an 8, but it's definitely 100% not bad enough to get a 7. So, yeah, that is it for my movie review, guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below. I would highly, highly, highly appreciate it. I would love you forever if you would just smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. I post gaming videos sometimes, and movie reviews, game reviews, top fives, Pokemon videos, stuff like that. There is going to be a new Pokemon Direct coming out, I think. I don't know if it was tomorrow or not, but coming soon. So I will probably watch that, and then I will maybe do a reaction or my thoughts kind of thing on it. So yeah, but without further ado, guys, if you don't want to miss one of my videos, make sure to hit that bell too. I try to post as much as I can. There will be another Bloons Tower Defense video coming out really soon. I was going to do one tonight, but I'm tired and just didn't really have a lot of time. So, but yeah, guys. So, that is it for me. If you guys enjoyed, again, please leave a like and subscribe. But I will see you guys in the next video. Nitro General out. Peace.